Hi guys, Will here from WB Trading. Thanks again for joining me here on the YouTube channel today. So the subject of today's video, stop losing, start profiting. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So I just want to start with an analogy. When we begin learning to drive, we have no idea what we're doing. We get the basics, accelerator, steering wheel, etc. But we won't get far with this alone. So what do? Well, the very first thing we do is pay for education. We're taught by a trained professional and in a few short months typically, and that's an important word to remember both in relation to learning to drive and learning to trade, months. We adopt the basics, we carry on practicing, and eventually we're able to drive. Now, when we're finally able to drive, the real learning begins as we hit the road and eventually we're driving without even thinking about it. Now, this is how a professional trader trades, without even thinking about it. Now, they've done the work, they've undertaken education, they've practiced some more, and eventually they understand the process and they trade naturally and with consistency. Have you taken the necessary steps? So firstly, have you studied and become educated? Yes, it's possible to succeed and educate yourself without the help of a professional, but going this route will add on months and months of time wasted, not to mention money lost to the markets. Get properly educated. Next, when you have a proven strategy in place, practice, and you guessed it, practice. Remember, there are two sources of edge you'll need as a trader. One source is within your strategy, the other is within yourself. And the only way to build the edge within yourself is practice and chart time. With education, practice and chart time, you're well on your way to trading with consistency and in the end, without even thinking about it. Next, know your stats. So, what is your strategy's win rate? What is the most consecutive losses in a row you've had? What's the most consecutive wins in a row you've had? What's been your best month this year? What's been your worst month this year? What market conditions do you perform best in? Is there a time of day where you experience more winning trades or losing trades? What session do you trade best within, the US session or the Asian session? You should be able to answer all of the above questions, as each can and will help you refine your process, which in turn vastly increases your profitability. So as an example, imagine you've just had 5 losses in a row. If you don't know your stats, you'll be panicking, but if you've previously had 7 losses in a row and you subsequently came out of drawdown, the pressure's off. You'll be saying to yourself, hey, I overcame a losing streak in the past, I can overcome it again. That is why it's crucial to know your stats. Now, let's take a look at a real life example via my pound-dollar strategy. So below are a few real trades taken via my pound-dollar strategy. A green yes means we hit target, a dark grey no means we were stopped out. As you can see, at one point we had 5 losses and only 2 wins across 7 trades. Now, imagine you've just started trading the strategy. Would you be worried? Would you be doubting performance? Would you be feeling scammed? Most likely, because you wouldn't know the strategy's past performance. But what if you could look back and see that we'd had as many as 5 or 6 losses in a row in the past, and that large winning streaks always subsequently followed? I'll bet you'd be much more confident, and knowing this, you'd breeze through the losing days. So let's take a look at what happened next. And bear in mind, this is a real sequence of actual trades that both I took and the traders who trade my pound-dollar strategy took also. So as expected, and as our stats told us would happen, a winning streak was right around the corner, and through November, we actually banked 12 winning trades with 6 wins in a row at one stage, with only 8 losses through the entire month. See, Knowing your stats gives you confidence. It gives you conviction, and it helps you trade with belief, which when combined all come together, meaning you trade with consistency, and consistency leads to results. The real black and white physical trades taken stats behind all three of the strategies that I trade prove that. There's absolutely no disputing it. If you don't already log your stats, I'd certainly urge you to begin doing so now. If you need help, feel free to drop me an email and I'll be more than happy to help with any of what we've discussed so far. It's what I'm here for, so do feel free to get in touch. Next, know the answer to the following question. Is the losing run that you're currently in your fault? Or is your edge playing out and simply going through a bad patch, just like all strategies do from time to time? Again, in this situation, all you have to do is look back at your stats. Next, your subconscious. Are you here to trade, make money, and run a successful trading business by doing what we've talked about so far? Or are you here to satisfy your ego, dip your toe into the dream of financial freedom, your dream of being a trader, etc., because it sounds easy and you know there's a lot of money to be made? So many people come into this industry just so that they can write trader in their Twitter and Facebook bio and start posting charts, talking trading, talking about the markets. But if they're truly honest with themselves, all they're doing is losing money and dreaming. It's sad to say it, but I've seen it time and time again. If they were serious, they'd be seeking professional education now. No more wasting time, no more losing money. Now, it's not a bad thing to dream. Dreams drive us to achieve them, but if that's you, then now's the time to take a step back and think, is this really what I want? Can I really commit to putting in the hours required, the chart time required? Or am I just here to dip my toe into the dream outside of my day job? Sometimes this is all that's holding someone back. They aren't really here for the right reasons, and subconsciously they know it. This alone can hugely sabotage a person's actions and behaviors within trading. Again, if you're serious, show that you're serious. Pay for the education required. No more wasting time, no more losing money. Learn to trade properly and start making money. Simply put, are you holding yourself back? If you were deadly serious about profitability within your trading business, you wouldn't do any of the following. Exit early out of fear or greed, run losses, cut winning trades short because they look like they might turn around, stare at your P&L, either attaching meaning to an unrealized profit or fearing a loss. If your risk is managed and you understand the strategy you're trading and its performance, none of the above should be a problem for you. If you're truly here to succeed, you'd have already acknowledged the above issues, journaled on them, and overcome them. Because this is what a trader who is here to win does regularly. If you haven't, it's either time to do so or time to stop trading. Next, mindset. Remember, a winning run often follows a losing run and vice versa. And if you're unsure about this, take a look at your statistics as a reminder so that you can see this happening. I spoke to a trader earlier, yesterday actually, who's been profitable for coming up to 20 years now. And his confidence is just unshakable, absolutely unshakable. He knows his strategy, he knows his setups, his stats and so on. So when he's faced with 5, 10 or more losses in a row, there's not a doubt in his mind that he'll overcome this. That level of mental strength is key. Do you have that belief in yourself and your approach? If not, again, this could be the reason you're underperforming. Are you prepared to trade today? I.e., have you put a plan for the day in place? Have you slept well? Have you eaten well? Have you meditated, etc.? Or are you feeling unsure about what you're looking for? Are you tired? Are you hungry? Preoccupied? Have you got to pick the kids up in an hour and you're feeling rushed? All this is important to bear in mind because trading's hard enough without throwing mental and physical distractions in there also. You can conquer all of this and overcome all of these issues by planning. Know when do you need to sit down to trade and when you need to stop trading. Know when you're eating, know how much sleep you need, what time you need to leave to head to the gym, and so on. Plan, plan, plan. Because this in itself brings a certain peace of mind, and it will allow you much more focus when you're at the screen. This focus will bring confidence, and it will contribute to conquering a losing run. That is how you stop losing and start profiting. So thanks for watching, guys, and as ever, I'm here if needed. If you need help building stats on your current strategy, or if you'd like to join me in trading one of my strategies, or you'd like guidance on anything we've just discussed, please feel free to drop me an email, and I'll put this in the video description for you. Thanks again, guys. I hope you took value from that, and I look forward to having you back here on the YouTube channel soon.